Hello everybody, I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. This is Steve coming back with a final video before I move out. I thought I was moving out today, but I came to realize I'm moving out tomorrow. But you can see everything's all cleared out. So what I'm going to do in this video is this is going to be an example just to kind of show you what I'd like to do going forward, some of the things I'd like to touch on. Now I also wanted to mention that I do have an Atari channel. I don't know if I've ever announced it before, but I just put the link up in YouTube, and I'll show you that in just a minute if you want to check that out for those who are interested in the Atari. And I finally found, well, what I'm going to try to do is invest a little bit of time before I leave today, because it's my last day in my old apartment, is try to get some Atari machine language programs going. Just some simple little stuff, maybe like clearing the screen and stuff like that. Stuff we can learn to maybe write to the screen. And just doing that for now until, you know, we move over to back to the Commodore 64 stuff. But I'll kind of just be doing a trade-off between them since I have both channels, so I wanted to show you that. So this is just kind of a highlighter video, or a promotional video, if you would, to let you know about the other channels I have out there. And let's get that started. Okay, so I'm back on the YouTube channel here, and I'm going to show you what I've done here. So if you go over here to the, like this is my main page, so I think if you just click on Commodore 64 Brain to get there, it should take you to the main page there. Or if you just type it in your case, you have to type it directly into here, Commodore 64 Brain like that, and it'll bring it up here. Just click on the one right here, Commodore 64 Brain. It should take you right to that page. Yes, it does. And it's over here on the right-hand side. It's this Atari YouTube channel. So you'll see it says Atari 8-bit programming. Just go ahead and click on this. And for those who don't know, this is an Atari channel I created quite a while ago, about a year ago here. And I was doing some basic examples. I was doing some examples with the cartridge and stuff. I mean, the cartridge. I'm sorry, the cassette recorder. And I was showing how to clean the cassette recorder. It had some simple examples. Now these weren't very good examples. These were just recording directly off my camera, and it didn't do a very good recording. So I'm going to do some better videos. In this case, we'll be using the emulator, Altirra. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I've got MAC 65 uploaded in that. So I wanted to show you, that's the channel. So if you want to click on these, you can kind of just go through the videos or whatnot, you know, just watch them there. So let's get back and get started with Altirra. Okay, so now this is Altirra. This is an emulated environment for the Atari computers. What you have to do, now I have MAC 65 loaded here, but you have to go up here to File first of all, and you have to, what I fail to understand is you have to think of it like you're in front of your Atari computer, which I don't have here right now. But when you're in front of your Atari computer, if you're using a MAC 65 cartridge, you have to attach the cartridge first. So you have to go to something here called Attach Special Cartridge. I have it already set here, but I'll show you how to do it anyway. So if I hit here, oh, I'm sorry, not this one, Attach Cartridge, excuse me. You go here, and then you're going to attach the cartridge here, and you'll see MAC 65 OS 1.01 ROM, and you just select that like that. It'll instantly take you into the MAC 65. Okay, so what you can do is you can download Altirra online at this website, which is virtualdub.org, or if you just type it into Google like I did, Altirra download, it should come up on the first list there. And then it's down here at the bottom. You just basically click on this for the local download, and it'll appear down here, of course. And it just runs right here. Now I already have mine installed, so I'm not going to install this, but I wanted to show you that's how you download it. And then mine's over here, so I'm just going to double click it, and you would, you know, unzip yours, of course. And then I already have mine set to load DOS. Now to do that, you'll have to find these ROMs online. I found mine online, but you just go here, and you're going to set what's called the disk image, or the boot image. Sorry, disk drive here. I have it set right here currently to point to mine. So if I click on this little plus thing here, it'll bring up. Oops, I think I clicked on the wrong one, didn't I? DOS 25. Oh, maybe I moved the folder. It's right, actually, not in this folder though. It's in this main folder right here. I think it's right here. 1 second. It's actually in the Atari 800 folder. I just had to remember where I put mine. So it's right here in this folder here, and then you're looking for the one that says my DOS 45 XD. I think I have the 2.5 here too. Let me see the one I set here. I have DOS 2.5. So if I go there, it should be DOS 2.5 instead. Oops. It keeps uploading this every single time. So it should be under DOS 2.5. Right there it is, XFD. And just hit that. It will still load it into what's called disk drive 1 or D1. And these are just how you're going to set how the loading is done on the Altirra. You set the D1. And then for D2 here, you're just going to create your own image. Now, I've already created mine right here called Programs ATR. All you have to do is really, I'll start this over just to show you. You click this little plus sign here, and it'll ask you to create a new disk here. Hopefully you can see this. And then from here, it's just a matter of creating the disk you want, whether you want single density, multiple. I just use double density, or if you don't want double, you can just do single density. It doesn't matter. And you just hit OK here. It's like formatting a new disk, which is required on the Atari. If you want to be able to use the DOS program, to be able to save programs, you have to format the disks. And you have to run them inside of DOS. So this is the DOS that's going to load first, and this is the disk image that we created. And you go here to save, and you can name it something. I have my own folder here, so I'll just go back to Mac 65. And I'll just set this one so like programs 2 or something. Now currently it still isn't saving for some reason, but I'll check into that later. But for now, we can still boot this. We can go here if I have the cartridge set. Oh, I don't have the cartridge set? That's right. So you have to go here and you have to attach the Mac 65 cartridge. I just forgot to show you that. And then you go here and here's the ROM for it. I don't think this one will work though. Let me see. This one brings up the cartridge mapper, so I'm not going to do that one. Let's see. That one doesn't work. It's the one on the top actually. And then again, you would be getting these items online, these ROMs. I just found them, just look for them and search them in Google, Mac 65, and then, you can search them that way. And there it is, Mac 65, it loaded in now. So now we can finally start, doing some programming here. OPD OBJ is how you get the object code into memory, and you set no list if you don't want it to. For now, I'll leave it so we can see the listing, so it keeps it on the screen. Use a semicolon just for a comment. So basically nothing follows after that. The computer kind of ignores those instructions afterward. And then here on this line, you're going to set what's called the program counter. Use the asterisk equals. Make sure they're side by side like that. Set a space. You're going to use a little $ for hex code. And I just use memory location 8000, which is a free memory area to use for your computer. You can set another comment line there. For now, we could just do something real simple like changing the border color. If you wanted to change it to something. Now, the Atari computer stores colors all the way from 0 to 255. And they're set in what are called luminances. I think it's divisible by 16 if I'm not mistaken on that. So what I do is I just kind of look up a color. I've already got one here, which is a decimal color 115, or you could just set this to hex 73. It's the same thing. Whoops, 73 there. And if you go down here and you type in the 115, it'll convert it for you to show you that's the hex code for it to make it easier to understand. And then over here, again, if we needed to convert 712, you see it's 2CB. So we just go over here, we're going to store 02C8, I said 2CB, 02C8, and then we're going to set on RTS a return instruction. Very important to set that return instruction, otherwise you'll lock up your program. Now, if I try to save this, it's not going to work, but we can assemble it and run it. Eventually, one of my programs are going to lock up, and this isn't going to work for me. But for now, I'm just going to do this just as an example to show you. So what we do is next, we're going to type in the word ASM for assemble, and you'll see what it's done. It's taken all of the lines of the program here, and it's converted them what's called object code. And this is basically it's converting into what's called machine language, so the computer can assemble them and run them. Now, somebody on my YouTube channel asked me, says, okay, once I do that, how do I run it? Now, you have to go into a special debugger mode that's built into Mac 65, which is, I think, the dynamic delink something. I forget what it stands for, DDT. And then once you go into this one here, you're going to need to now you're looking at, it defaults immediately to BEFC, which is a location in memory. I think that's kind of a boot cartridge or something like that. And what you're going to need to do is change the startup location so that you know where your program is. So what you're going to do is over here in this window where it says enter command, you can type down in here. You're just going to press the asterisk key like that. It'll set a space in here. Now it's looking for a hexadecimal address. And I'll skip out of this earlier just to show you the program. Notice earlier we set it to 8000 here. And again, if you need to see the 8000, you can convert it back into decimal by putting the dollar sign in front of it. It's 32,768. So we go back to here, we're going to type in 8000 or 32,768, and you can see immediately it shows the instructions of the program that we put in memory earlier. So now it'll safely change the color of the screen. All we have to do is go down here in our memory, where it says enter command again, and type the G command. Now you have to press the asterisk key, so use the shift and the 8 on my PC computer, and it'll run the program. Now you didn't see anything happen, but if you actually, because what it's done is it's exited back to basic. What you have to do next is hit the Q key to exit the debugger, and you'll see it change the color of the background of the screen there for you. So that's how you can kind of play with it. Now if you wanted to change the randomly screen, like the random colors, we could do that too. I'll show you how to do that real simple. We're going to go down here. I'm going to convert it since I don't have it memorized. 0 is D20A. And in this book, I've showed this many times when I've done this on the Commodore 64, but this is mapped to the Commodore 64, where you can find all of your memory language and machine language, what I call your memory location registers, where you can find all the instructions, not the instructions, but the registers that allow you to change things in memory, such as changing the border color, changing player initial graphics, scrolling the screen, or whatever you decide to do, accessing the I/O disk drive, interrupts, all that is directly inside of this book. So, I'm just going to look up the 53770 just to make sure that's it. Yeah, it's the random one here, so I'll show you real quickly here. I'm going to go to full screen because there's no way you're going to see that book. I just realized I need to go to full screen here for a minute. Now I can show it to you. Now you see there, I'm going to hold it here for a second. The camera's really buried here, so I'm just going to hold it over here. I can't really see it, but I put it flipping away. It says 53770 there, and you can see it says random next to it. Of course, my camera never does me justice. But anyways, this is the map of the Commodore 64 book I was just showing you a second ago there. So I'm going to check back out of here real quick. And we're going to use this instruction now. We're going to replace it with the value we did earlier, which was load the immediate value of 73, which is basically loading a number directly into that register. What it did earlier is it did something like this in BASIC. Exactly what it did. Now that's not going to work because we're not in BASIC, we're inside of the MAC 65 cartridge, so it doesn't understand BASIC. BASIC is not loaded into its memory, so it doesn't see anything like that. Rather, MAC 65 is loaded into memory. So what we're going to do is we're going to change that line. Oh, I have to put the space back in there. And then we're going to set that register D20A, and I'll show you how to create labels here in a minute, but that basically allows you to access a memory register, random value in memory, and store it into the border color. And then we'll go back, we'll assemble it again. And we'll go back to DDT. We'll set the starting address again. You can see it's now loaded in the new instruction, and it's got the same previous instruction. We're going to go to asterisk, and we have to use the Q key to get out of it again. And you see it's changed into a green color. Earlier we had changed it to another color. If you don't believe it's running, you can go back again. I don't know if you can rerun it like this. I'm just going to change it. Actually, it won't. You have to assemble it again each time. That's right. Because it's exiting back to basic each time. So set the register there. There we go. Asterisk. And you see the new color. So it's working. It's changing the background colors in a random way. Now we can also do the border if we wanted to do that. What we do is go down here and we'll just set another value to load from the absolute value of D20A, which is at 53770 for the random value. And this time we're going to increase this by, I think it's C9, it should be right. Oh, actually, you know what, I'm on C12, so I need to go back to 7, it should be C6, I think that's it. That's going to convert to make sure I got it right. Yes, 02C6 is out for memory register 710, which is going to allow it to change the screen color. And you'll see what happens here when you assemble, and I go back to the debugger. Now, go to asterisk, and watch. Oh, did I do something wrong here? You'll see it. D20A is possible, maybe reset it. 02C6. Must have picked the blue color. It should have changed the background color to another name. color. Let me try it again. Trial and error, trial and error. Yeah, it seems to want to leave it blue for now. So, let's see, D20A, D20A. It's possible I might have to set that. I'm just going to change it to black for now, just to show you that it is working. No, I should have put in hex. Bad practice. I used to write a lot in decimal, but now I use hex, so doing it the proper way. So there we go, assemble it in the memory, and we'll go back to our dynamic delete, whatever that is, dynamic debugger. And in here, we're going to load in the asterisk for the hexadecimal starting edge of the hexadecimal 8000. And we're going to go to the asterisk. It should change it black. For some reason, it's not changing the background color. I remember I had this problem before. Like when you exit back to basic, it doesn't change it, so I might need to lock it in a loop. I think that's what I might need to do. If I do this, though, I'm probably going to lock up the program. You know, when I'm just doing that right now, because I can't save anything right now. So I guess we'll just skip that for now. I'll show you how to increment the colors next, though. But before we do that, let me go back to what I talked about earlier. Where it says OPT OBJ on line 10 here, you can list it there. We're going to put no list after it. And watch what happens when I do the ASM this time. You'll notice it doesn't list all the lines. All it does is goes right to the bottom. So it's a faster way to assemble without having to go through all the lines, especially if you have a ton of lines, which will take a long time to go through a bunch of lines on that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create labels for these, and labels are allowing you to reference these easier by easier way to recognize something. And I'll show you what I mean here. So line 32, this is going to be our first label, and we're going to just call this one random, which is what we set for that D20A. And the next one we're going to set is for the border color. I wanted to see what the book, I always like to do the proper thing that the color, I think it might be color 1 or color 0 or something, that the book indicates the label to be. So the book calls it color 4. So we'll just call it color 4, just to be consistent. And then we're going to use 0 to C8. And then we're going to also use the, actually I should have done this one first, color 2. This is for the 710. Not really matter, we're not using that one anyway, but anyways, color 4, 0 to C8. Now we can reference these by colors. Now you'll see down here these lines we had earlier, DT0A, notice that we have that up here, but in equal sign we're now saying, it's like taking a value in a basic, and if you think about it, a basic variable, and setting it equal to a value. It's the same thing we're doing here, except we're using what's called a label. So you can think of maybe a label as another way. A label is the proper definition for a label as a way to reference a memory location. But if you think about basic, it's the same way as referencing a variable. But we're not in basic, we're in machine language, basic language here. So now we're going to set this to random. You notice how it takes that. In the next line here, we're going to set this one to C8, which is our color 4. We can leave the 0 there, but it's not referencing any label. And then C6 is going to be our color 2. Now if we symbol it, it'll still work. And if we run it, it'll still be fine. There we go. Okay, change the color again. And now it's working with the labels. So that's all I'm going to do for this video. It's very short. I'm going to try to get some more videos out because I'm running out of time and got to be over to my friend's house in an hour here, so I wanted to be able to get this uploaded and everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this short synopsis into MAC 65 on the desktop computers. As always, guys, I really appreciate your likes, favorites, and subscriptions. It means a lot to me to help me grow this channel. Also, help me grow my Atari channel, if you would, by subscribing to that and sharing it with your friends. I'll try to be doing more of these videos for the MAC 65, especially once I can figure out how to start saving these. If anybody knows how to use Altirra to start saving these in MAC 65, please let me know. I didn't have a lot of time to research it today. I'm in the middle of moving still, but I thought I would throw out a video just for my Atari channel. This is going to be a promotional, so I'm going to probably stick this on both channels, just so it could get kind of exposure. So what I do is I kind of advertise it on Commodore 64, and from there, since that's my bigger channel, I'll move it over to the Atari. Until the Atari starts gaining momentum, that YouTube channel, I might just keep doing these promotional versus the regular upload to the channel. I don't know if YouTube will let me do that, but I'm going to try it anyway. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate everything. You guys rock, and let's keep going forward.